Hello, everyone, and welcome into today's reading. This is going to be one of those Is This Your Person readings where I'll be taking a look at a certain scenario, and if the details seem like they're resonating for you and lining up, then you have been drawn here for a reason. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll do um, a kind of past, present, and future. Take a look at a couple cards for each, and then also do some oracle cards and then some of the letters at the very end. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So in the past, we have our High Priestess in reverse and Ace of Wands in reverse. In the present, we have Fool in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. And future is the Emperor in reverse and the Chariot in reverse. So with all of these being reverse energies, sometimes that kind of gives the sense of, that things just maybe are feeling a little bit out of balance or out of whack. So this, the High Priestess in reverse is kind of like some of that conceit. There's some uncertainty, maybe some secrets that have happened in the past, and as well having kind of like lost chances and promises that have been abandoned or promises that have been broken. So there's been a tough spell in the past where you haven't really been seeing eye to eye, and right now you're sort of sitting in that energy of fear of the unknown. Like you don't really know what's happening. You kind of have that indecisiveness, like you don't know if you should take that leap or not because of the fact that you've had this kind of some of the broken promises and some of that lying and secrets and things like that. So it's putting you in this energy of you don't really know what to do, and it's you're afraid to take the next step, and kind of you are encouraged to think outside of the box, though. Like there is with the Hierophant in reverse, that's a little bit of that sense of freedom, that you're not being bound by certain rules and structures anymore, but you're kind of undecided. So it's like waffling back and forth between should I do this, should I not? But it's like you've had that idea about, well, maybe we need something unconventional. Maybe we need something different. And you're trying to decide about whether to take that leap or not. But coming up, some of the energy here is this feeling of lack of being in control, and as well kind of this sense of things being stalled out, like that lack of direction. You don't really have much of a drive, and you're just kind of at that little bit of that standstill in the immediate future, because you don't really know. There's a lot of questions and uncertainty. So let's kind of project that out, call it maybe 6 months. So usually the future energy, when I'm pulling that, it's more like what's the immediate future, like what's the next month or so. And since it seems like there's still some of this stalled out energy, let's actually, before we do, what's the 6 month part, let's take a look at what is that stalled out energy. What is that lack of control? What is causing that? So we'll pull a couple of cards here. 6 of Cups in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And even though all these are coming up in reverse, I did, before I start the read and do the shuffle, I spread them all out and I twist them all around. So, the fact that all of these are coming up like this, it's not just because I shuffled the deck and then turned it the wrong way. So the 6 of Cups in reverse, again, this is kind of that feeling stuck, because normally when it's in the upright, it's nostalgia. With your Page of Swords in reverse, that's kind of like a sense of cynicism. And then with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that's kind of like bad luck and setbacks and things like that. So it looks like with this connection, there is a sense of, with that, I'll call it lost sense of nostalgia, that in order for this connection to move forward, something would have to be abandoned. Something would have to be left behind. And there's a lot of cynicism about that. There's a lot of, I'll call it, kind of sadness, about the idea of something would have to be left behind in order for this to move forward. And then with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that's kind of like some bad luck and some setbacks. So some of these setbacks have put you in this position where you're thinking, okay, well, what do I really do? What is the next step there? So let's project this out over 6 months, because again, even if things seem like they're destined and fated, free will does come into play. So it's not all is lost. It's just, here's kind of what the natural flow of it looks like. So, some of these secrets and lost chances and broken promises have kind of left that sense of, what do we do from here? All right. So let's take a look at what's happening 6 months out. 10 of Cups and the World in reverse. So, so with our 10 of Cups, this is like a harmony and domestic bliss and all of that. And then the World in reverse is kind of like a little bit of, seeking closure. There's been some delays. Usually the World in the upright is kind of that completion and triumph, and this, in reverse, it's a little bit of a delay. So it's 6 months out. Yes, there's still some sense of frustration, and things haven't totally panned out. But with the 10 of Cups coming up in the upright position, that is harmony and happiness. So it seems like it is a longer path than you were wanting, but in 6 months, there could be some happiness there. The World sometimes is also about seeking closure. So if this is this heavy path, depending on which one comes first, if you're looking for closure, it will bring you some happiness. All right, let's take a look at the Moon card and what comes up there. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So again, that sense here of going with the 10 of Cups, that there is something good ahead. It's just a matter of getting to that place. Let's take a look at your light worker card and see what is coming up there. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. And that's a good card. If you're struggling with some of these things, find someone who is a teacher, find someone who's like a healer, somebody who can help you along that path. It could also mean that part of your journey is that you're the one helping somebody else. So let's take a look at the Romance card. Release your ex. And this came up a little while ago in a Twin Flame collective reading, that was also the push as well, as to release your ex. So it could be that some of these, some of the secrets and conceit or broken promises could have been around your ex for one of the two of you, and that's created this sense of unrest, like, one party is unsure about, what is the next step in this? If the person is still hung up on their ex, do we really have a future here? And, that kind of feeds into all of this, and, needing to think outside of the box, since the Hierophant in reverse is the needing to think outside of the box. So that's also, if there's an ex in the situation, there's this loss of a feeling like you've lost control, or one of you has lost control because there's this interference, whether it's actual interference or energetic interference from the ex. So it seems like that's kind of what's coming in as the message of what needs to happen in order to move things forward in a more peaceful way, in order to get that domestic bliss, needing to release old energies that are keeping you attached to old timelines. So let's see, I'll grab out, there's 4, let's grab out 1, 5. All right. So here's this slain. if it's, kind of, oops, can't see that, slaying the beast. Could also be nails in the coffin. If you're not able to do it, to release, if the one party's not able to release their past, release their ex, kind of that whole idea of it's the final nail in the coffin. But also, I would say the snail part is coming up from the from the perspective of it seems like this is going to be a slow developing path. So there is some optimism, there's some guidance here. You do have the prosperity ahead with the 10 of cups, but there are some other things that need to happen first. This releasing your ex, whether that's you, whether that's your partner in the situation, that needs to happen in order for your prosperity to come through and to feel like you've reached that stable point in the relationship. So I hope this has helped for some of you. And again, take only what resonates. This may or may not be your situation, but if it does resonate, then that would be my suggestion. Kind of the push from the universe is that's what needs to happen to move things forward for you. And also check out the twin flame video that posted recently if you're in a twin flame situation. And I also am going to continue to do the daily readings. I'll be doing new readings for each of the zodiac signs here coming up shortly as well. So those will post before the middle of the month, since it's for the second half of August. And if you found this information helpful, I would welcome you to share it with anybody else that you think may need to hear this message. And hit that like and notification bell so that way you can get alerted when new videos post. And until next time, I wish you joy and peace along your journey. Bye-bye.